how to cold message over on Facebook. In this video, I'm going to share with you my simple systems that I use to meet new people over on Facebook. And I will say that I'm really not much of a cold messenger. You're never going to see me copy and pasting and being that spammy Tammy, as I like to say, because I really like to get to know the person a little bit better. I'm going to give you my secret tips on how I do that. And hey, if we're just meeting, my name is Julie Reynolds, and I help network marketers brand themselves and bring their business online. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you never miss out. All right, so the days of posting and copying messages and sending them on their way to complete strangers, guys, it never works. It hasn't worked really, to be honest, and it kind of makes you feel silly, and it makes you feel spammy, and it makes you look like a fool. So I never, ever, ever recommend that. So what do? How do I meet people online? How do I carry on those conversations without having hour-long dialogues back and forth? That's a really good question, because what I see happens is people either send those messages and they get node, or then they get lost in friend mode, and then they're not really building their business because they're too busy getting that like, know, and trust factor. So it's kind of this fine line, and this is what I want to tell you that I do that works really well for me and for the people that I coach, all right? The first thing that you want to do is you want to go over to somebody's Facebook profile and get to know them, right? You want to know their likes, their interests, their family, where do they live? You know, you can tell a lot by somebody's profile, whether they're into inspiration or not. So you're going to go over there and you're going to be kind of like a private investigator, and you're going to start to see who they are. And then you're going to show up in their feed, and you're going to be commenting on their post, so it doesn't look all random that all of a sudden you're messaging this random stranger over there, right? So you're building that like, know, and trust factor, and then you're going to show up in their messenger, in their DM, and you're going to carry on those conversations, right? You're going to learn more about them. You're going to start your first conversation and have it be a question so that they have to get back to you on that question. So for example, you might say, hey Sammy, I see that that you're a mom too, that you live in Chicago. It's so cold there. How do you like the weather? And then leave that open to them, right? And then what you might do is then you carry on those conversations and you're listening for pain points. So again, I want you to kind of be that investigator. I want you to kind of listen for those pain points. Ask them those questions. Everybody loves to talk about themselves. So make sure that you're leading the conversation and you're letting that person talk about themselves. What do you do for a living? How do you like it? What are some of the, exciting things that you get to do on the weekends? You are going to hear pain points. So what I want you listening for is I want you listening for people struggling that maybe they can't be home with their babies. I want you to listen for maybe they struggle because their weekends are a little bit bland because they don't have the financial income to be able to do things. I want you to listen to their weekends and their life so that you can hear some pain points, because I guarantee you, if you're like a private investigator and you actually have on your listening ears, you are going to hear pain points. And that's where you can go in and you can solve their problem. So a lot of times I like to be like, oh, so what do you do for a living? And they're gonna, go and tell me what they do for a living. Oh my God, that sounds really exciting. How do you like it, right? And they'll say, oh, I like it, but, right? A lot of people like to say those buts, right? And so that's your opportunity then when you're having those conversations to problem solve for them without being that spammy Tammy, right? It's a natural flow, right? We're problem solvers by nature. We want to solve their problem. So they might say, I really like it, but I work a ton of hours. Oh my gosh, girl, I totally understand. That was me too until I found this online business. And they're gonna be like, online business? Like, what are you talking about? And that's where you have that conversation. So you're planting those seeds. And guess what? If you don't hear any pain points in that first conversation, that's okay. Don't push something that's not there. Don't force something that's not there, right? Carry on those conversations, because it's that like, know, and trust factor. And then when you're building through attraction marketing and you're doing your curiosity marketing and you're doing your curiosity posts and you're still showing up on your feed, eventually they're gonna be like, what is that? Because then you're gonna go back into their DM. You're gonna say, hey, how are you? I just wanted to say hi, see how things are going. And they'll be like, I saw that post that you had. What is that? Guys, it works like a charm, okay? So there's a way to be very intentional in your marketing and in your reach outs and when you're prospecting people online without being spammy, but yet still grow your audience, still grow your business. And that is my secret sauce that I have for you. What I do have for you is how I've recruited 20 people in 20 days. I'm going to attach it to this video because I talk a lot about the wording that I use when I'm going into these conversations with people that will really help you and the success that I've had. And I also have for you a free resource on what you should be doing every single day on social media. It's my daily goal worksheet. So I'm going to put that link for you in the comments as well so that you're equipped and you don't get lost in the scroll over on social, right? How many of you are guilty of that? I know that I am. So I'm going to put that link for you, and then make sure you watch my How I Recruited 20 People in 20 Days as well. And then my question of the day for you is, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to prospecting? Put it in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And hey, this is another episode of Julie Reynolds TV. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you never miss out.